Hello and welcome to World of Warships with Montrala. I had some pause in making videos, mostly because of some real life problems made me um, a little more enthusiastic, a little less enthusiastic about making them. Plus, I usually make them in the middle in the night, and I didn't have on the most of the days enough energy to do that. But now recently, what happened to bring me back was this battle that I thought that I just must make a video about it. So this is a temporary mode that Wargaming put in the game. It's called the Great Battle, and there are some super battleships, Satsuma and Hanover, in this battle, and you play tier 9 to tier 10 ships, get some temporary resources called intelligence report, and if you gather enough of those, you can take a Hanover or Satsuma ship to one of the battle. Oh, among other things, I'm using this mode to grind my European DD line that I resetted to get some research points, and now I'm on the tier 9 on Ostergotland. So in this battle I'm sailing the Swedish destroyer from pan-European line Ostergotland, and in this destroyer I'm using my Smoland and Orkan captain. So the captain is like a gunship oriented build, while the destroyer itself models are built towards the torpedo power, so this is kind of the hybrid. So at the start of the match I decided not to go into the B, because with Mogador on enemy team I don't feel brave enough to go and to push into Mogador that is full health and hasn't used any reload boosters yet. So I just sent some speculative torpedoes toward the position that Mogador could take, and I'm moving to capture point Alpha. Meanwhile, and here is the result. Mogador took one of my torpedoes, 7,500 damage, so already this Mogador is a bit lower on health. It's probably quite unhappy, but it will be significantly easier for me to deal with her if needed be later in the match. So now I went into the capture point Alpha to take it together with my Frederick de Grosse, and there is as well Hanover on my side. On the side of the C capture point we already lost Hindenburg, so the teams are equal on kills, and at the moment we are equal on caps. However, we have lower points because the enemy took cap earlier. So I'm moving now and I'm thinking about torping this Hanover, hoping that maybe probably she will strike line, but immediately after I sent my torps she started to maneuver, so there will be no torpedo hits this time. Oh, we have a 5 minutes of match down. Oh, our Shimakaze managed to take down enemy Shimakaze, so that's a good news for us. And as I see, the Mogador is less than half health now, so in case I run into her now it's a fight I can pick up, because it will be not fully fair fight. So I went into B, tried to capture it, and unfortunately we lost one of our Hanovers, and the second one is low on health at the moment. So we are equal on kills, however we lead on points. So Satsuma, so second super battleship, is pushing into B. It's quite brave, with knowing that there is a destroyer sitting there that is capping. Oh, I sent my torpedoes directly the green line, white line, because no much room for maneuver for this Satsuma, and 8 torpedo hits, 1 flood, and now we got some almost 40,000 damage on her. Oh, the torpedoes on Swedish destroyers are fast, but unfortunately they do not have big damage. Oh, I want to capture Bravo, but unfortunately the Mogador is pushing and I'm not feeling brave enough to move there, but I also want to torpedo this Satsuma, and I'm thinking how to do that. Unfortunately Mogador is much faster than I am, so she will spot me. That I'm not opening the fire, I'm waiting for ability to drop torpedoes, and then I'm opening fire on Mogador, and I know that I will quickly disengage behind this island, so I'm not very concerned about the Mogador. I'm more concerned about Frederick the Grosse and Satsuma shooting at me. So the Mogador is down. Unfortunately Satsuma avoided my torpedoes. Oh, as I am detected, I decided to open fire. One of my torpedoes ended in Frederick the Grosse. And I took more damage that I wanted from this FDG, but I'm still shooting Satsuma, and I have had fire here, and I would like to set up maybe a second fire. Going for that, I allowed myself to get detected, and unfortunately Satsuma shells, they hurt a lot, so I'm down to 480 HP. Fortunately for me I have some heals left, so I will be able to bring some of the health back. In the meantime, we killed Smolensk, but we lost our St. Louis. I have another fire on Satsuma, and I decided that with that low health maybe it will be wise to go undetected at the moment. So our Satsuma went into B, to cap B. I'm sending torpedoes towards this Satsuma despite her being low health, because maybe she could heal, but she went down to our Hanover. So I decided to move towards C, because meanwhile our situation on C became not so nice. The enemy team took C, and there is our Shimakaze hiding from Satsuma. I hope that Shimakaze will be able to torp down this Satsuma, so I'm setting my sights on the Thunderer that just finished to cap. C. Unfortunately, Thunderer managed to take down our Satsuma in B. There is Red Frederick the Grosse in A. So despite being equal on kills, we are now in a very bad situation, losing all of the caps. So there's it in there, but I also found myself a Hanover that I didn't expect to be there. I expected this Hanover to maybe going around B towards A. So I decided that I must try to go into C, to at least to block points from C and maybe to be able to cap. I'm still counting on Shimakaze to be able to deal with this Satsuma, and I decided I will try to torpedo Hanover. Hanover is not easy to torpedo because she has a 6 kilometer hydro, so that's why I'm going away to avoid being detected by hydro. Unfortunately, at this time it doesn't look good for me. Only one torpedo hit, so not as much as I expected, but I already have 100,000 damage, so that's a quite decent result. So this Hanover decided to turn away and go back into C to try to defend C from me, so that's a good decision from this Hanover that will make my life a bit harder. And actually our Shimakaze managed to lose this battle with Satsuma, so the Shimakaze get herself detected and Satsuma managed to take her down, and the torpedoes didn't help much. So here I am sitting in C with two super battleships pushing into me. One Satsuma, not exactly pushing into me, but very close, and Hanover that is actually more dangerous for me because of hydro and very good secondaries is pushing into me. 8 hit into this Satsuma and I have a flood, and looks like her damage control part is down, so I will probably have a kill. Yeah, and that's a kill for me, and my damage went up to quite a decent 173,000, almost 174,000. But still, at this moment I'm most concerned about dealing with this Hanover and trying to go into cap. So I'm thinking about how to go maybe around this island and go into the cap, but the Hanover decided to take a turn away, or maybe she's not feeling so brave about dealing with me, so I'm sending my torpedoes. She's not expecting me on this side as her guns are pointing in the direction, so she probably didn't have a hydro, and I have 7 torpedo hits and 2 floods. Unfortunately, no, she used DCP, but at this point I do have 235,000 damage, but while I was playing this battle I didn't notice this damage. That is a very high damage number for me. It's close to my personal records, that is 257 on Summers. Because I'm still concerned about the results. Well, if nothing changes, despite having one ship lead, we will lose in 4.5 minutes, or the game will end in 5 minutes. So we are on our way to lose. However, our Hanover and Friedrich de Grosse managed to take back A and kill enemy Friedrich de Grosse there, and they will fight enemy Thunderer. So I hope that those two battleships will be able to do that, but if we are to win this battle, we must stop point income for the enemy team. There's almost 100 points lead for the enemy team. So in chat I am asking Friedrich de Grosse or Hanover to enter B to at least stop point income for enemy team. Unfortunately, those torpedo drops didn't hit. Hanover probably maybe had a head roll up, but definitely this Hanover has enough dealing with my constant torpedo attacks here in this capture point, so she's probably trying to move to support Thunderer in dealing with our Friedrich de Grosse, because at this point Thunderer managed to take down our Hanover, so we are 2 versus 2. And with this Hanover aiming in different direction, I open fire because I know that as the Hanover will move behind this island and I will move behind this island, I will go undetected. Unfortunately, Hanover secondaries got a hit on me, so I got reset. Thunderer went down and wrote that over 258,000 HP damage, so this Thunderer and the red team had a very good match. So I'm saying that I had 238, 39. This is at this point I noticed actually my damage point, and with those torpedo hits, so I have a 27 torpedo hits at this moment. I have a 247,000, so that's very close to my personal record now. And we are 2 versus 1, so Friedrich de Grosse and me versus Hanover, and I expect Hanover to go into B, because the only way now for the red team to win is to kill at least one of us, preferably Friedrich de Grosse, and the Friedrich de Grosse is very low. She's at the level of 8,000 HP. I'm almost 7,000 HP, so that's very risky. That's why I asked my FDG to do not risk, yes, hide behind this island, do not confront this Hanover, and I know that Hanover will push straight into the gap. That's why I send these torpedoes straight on white line, and I have a 5 torpedo hits and the flat, and now my result is 283,000, so I'm now on my record damage. But still Hanover is pushing. There is less than a minute of this match left. At this point I'm quite sure we are going to win. FDG is well hidden behind this island, so I risked being detected to send torpedoes, and actually I am opening fire Hanover, and I really would like those torpedoes to hit I managed to get a fire, and that's a GG. So unfortunately those torpedoes didn't hit, because with them I will get another, I think, 30,000 damage. So my result is almost 300,000, 293,000 damage. And as I checked at the point of this battle, this was a second. If it was a random battle, it would be a second result in the world. Only on the Russian server there is a higher result, and the higher by some 2 or 3,000. Oh, 32 torpedo hits, 8 flats, 4 fires, 2 destroyed ships. And actually I'm not first in my team, so the Frederick de Grosse had also a great match. I've complimented here and increased the karma after this battle. And let's see. Yes, the Satsuma that I took down, I took 67,000 hulls, 15,000 from the Mogador, and this poor Hanover, the last ship in enemy team, 126. So basically almost half of my results was on this Hanover, and 77,000 on the other Satsuma, and 7,000 on Friedrich de Grosse. So full 20 minutes match, and so far my personal damage record, and I think that it's also one of the very, very good results overall for the Ostergotland. So I hope you enjoyed watching this battle. If you did, please like this video. If you didn't, dislike. Please subscribe, of course, to my channel. I would like to grow a bit, had maybe a bit more subscribers, and I see you next time. Goodbye.